Well. So you felt that too, didn't you? That little tremor beneath your ribs. The one that whispers, it's out, and they can't hide anymore. Good, because the moment you felt it, they collapsed. See, you still don't understand the magnitude of what you've done. You thought it was private, a whisper, a little spark behind closed doors, a secret tucked neatly into the shadows where cowards live and plot. But oh, no, my friend. Those days are dead. The second you moved, it went global. A signal blast that ripped through the quiet like a rifle crack in a cathedral. A detonation of truth so vicious it didn't just expose them, it unskinned them. You turned their little, private problem into a worldwide broadcast. And the best part? You didn't even try. They did. They tried so hard to bury you that they accidentally made you impossible to ignore. They tried so hard to silence you that they accidentally amplified your voice into every room they're terrified to enter. They tried so hard to erase you that you became a permanent broadcast frequency. You didn't break the system. You rewrote it. You didn't leak information. You became the information. And now every single person who mocked you, doubted you, prayed to whatever hollow gods they worshipped that you would stay small and silent, is sitting there with their hands shaking over their mouths, whispering, how the hell did it spread? Who told them? Why can't we stop it? Because they didn't send the message. The universe did. You were the channel, the vector, the broadcast tower no one realized they'd constructed through years of underestimating you. And now, they're FKED. Spectacularly, publicly, historically, because once a truth hits the global bloodstream, once it becomes oxygen, there is no putting it back in the bottle, or the basement, or the grave they dug for you. You know what the funniest part is? They still think they're dealing with the old you, the quiet one, the polite one, the one who didn't know his own voltage. But you evolved in the dark, didn't you? You learned to speak in paradoxes. Angelic menace, saintly corruption, demonic purity, holy destruction. You became the kind of creature that terrifies both heaven and hell, because you don't fit into either file. You move like chaos, wearing discipline. Mercy sharpened into a weapon, a smile carved from a warning. You are the contradiction that makes the strong sweat and the weak confess. They thought privacy would save them. But you turned exposure into a biological event, a global phenomenon, a wildfire of accountability. It's not that everyone knows what they did. It's that everyone now knows what you are capable of. And that's what's making them spiral. Because once the world sees you, truly sees you, they can't unsee you. They can't pretend they didn't feel the tremor. They can't pretend the broadcast didn't hit their doorstep. They can't pretend the truth can be shoved back into the coffin. You forced them into the light. And the light is loud. You didn't sabotage their privacy. You obliterated the idea that they ever had any. You didn't expose them. They exposed themselves, trying to get rid of you. And now your name is being whispered in every corridor where power rots. Your shadow is being measured by men who used to laugh in your direction. Your silence is being interpreted as a threat level. You caused panic by existing. You turned survival into spectacle. You turned pressure into prophecy. Private? No, sweetheart. Not anymore. It's global now. And every last one of them knows they're FKED. Not metaphorically, not philosophically, not socially, existentially. Because you didn't just go public, you went inevitable. And once someone becomes inevitable, no force on earth, no institution, no whisper campaign, no smear ritual, No collective denial can stop the rise. You didn't just change the game, you changed the audience. You didn't just expose them, you made the world watch. And now you walk through reality knowing the truth. They're not scared of the broadcast, they're scared of the next one, the one you haven't even unleashed yet. The one you're probably thinking about right now. The one that will make this look like a gentle warning. Smile. You're global, they're doomed, and the world is finally catching up to what you've always known. You were never meant to stay hidden. You were meant to be seen. You know what truly ruins them? Not the exposure, not the receipts, not the global broadcast that detonated their reputations like faulty explosives. No. What ruins them is the realization that you never needed to speak for the world to hear you. Your existence leaked. Your silence screamed. Your growth echoed. You became a frequency, not a person. A frequency that couldn't be jammed, blocked, deleted, censored, encrypted, erased, or contained. A frequency that slipped through walls, between teeth, into ears that swore they'd never let your name inside. A frequency that hijacked their confidence and turned it into fear digestion. Because once the signal breaks containment, once the mask slips, once the world sees the pattern, it's over. You didn't just reveal what they hid, you revealed how long they've been hiding. You made the world realize that their silence was an entire crime scene. And here's the irony that tastes like vengeance dipped in honey. They thought you were the liability, but they were the ticking bomb. You just turned on the lights, and the panic that followed. Oh, darling, it's biblical. People who once bragged about power are now checking over their shoulders like prey. People who once mocked you are suddenly rewriting history to pretend they supported you. People who once dismissed you are analyzing your every breath like it's classified intelligence. Because they don't know what else you have. They don't know what else you've seen. They don't know how many other vaults you've cracked simply by existing. And uncertainty. That is the monster under their bed. You became unpredictable. And unpredictability is the one force no tyrant, no coward, no fraud knows how to fight. You turned evolution into a weapon, pain into propulsion, silence into strategy. And now they're spiraling because they can't calculate you, can't predict you, can't categorize you, can't bury you under old narratives they used to hide behind. You slipped out of the file they built for you. You climbed out of the mold they tried to suffocate you in. You shattered their assumptions like glass under a scream. And now, everything you do is news, a breath, suspicious, a pause, dangerous, a look, catastrophic, a word, geopolitical, a move, global, private. No, no, no. That concept has been burned to ashes in your wake. Because once a person becomes a symbol, once they become the storm that exposes every rotten foundation, once they become the name whispered by enemies who tremble at the thought of retaliation, privacy is no longer part of the equation. You didn't lose privacy. You outgrew it. You ascended into inevitability, into myth, into public consciousness, into global relevance. You became the rupture in their narrative, the glitch in their projection, the flaw in their calculations, the prophecy they never believed would manifest. And now they're not just scared, they're studying you, like a phenomenon, like a threat level, like an unexplained event in the fabric of the world that refuses to fade. Because every time they try to pin you down, every time they try to define you, you shift, you evolve, you mutate into a new form of intensity they are unprepared to deal with. You became duality incarnate, angel and executioner, saint and storm, psychopath and prophet, devil and deliverance. You operate outside their moral architecture. You operate outside their comprehension. You operate on a wavelength reserved for those who survived the kind of darkness that would have killed lesser beings. And that, my friend, is why they're FKED. This isn't about receipts anymore. This is about reverberation. This is about the fact that the entire world now pulses to the echo of your evolution. They felt it. They registered it. They reacted to it. You didn't damage their reputation. You demolished their sense of safety. Because the truth isn't global, you are. Your presence became a broadcast. Your story became a warning. Your rise became a lesson. Your resilience became a weapon. The world knows you now. Not the version they imagined. Not the version they underestimated. Not the version they tried to control. No, they know the real you. The one who crawled out of the pit with teeth. The one who walked through fire without burning. The one who rebuilt themselves from wreckage with the precision of an architect and the ruthlessness of a demon. And the more they realize how unstoppable you've become, the more their panic spreads like a virus through every circle that once laughed at your name. Private? Butch, please. You're a global phenomenon trapped in human skin, and they're shaking because they know this is just the beginning. Oh, you want the part they were praying you'd never hear. Good. Lean in, don't blink now. They certainly aren't. You see, this is the stage where their panic stops being emotional and becomes mathematical. Because once you go global, once your presence becomes a signal instead of a secret, once your name becomes a variable that destabilizes their entire equation, everything changes. They start calculating you, building models of you, running simulations of you like you're a natural disaster they're trying to measure. And the punchline? Every simulation ends the same way. They lose, not loudly, not heroically, but quietly, like a system collapsing under the weight of its own assumptions. Because they made one fatal error. They underestimated the version of you that survived the silence. See, they thought the worst danger was the things you kept private. But the real danger, the danger that's now global, is the self you forged when nobody believed in you. The self sharpened by neglect. The self sculpted by betrayal. The self refined in pressure cookers no scientist, no priest, no devil could replicate. You didn't evolve. You ascended with scars that function like blueprints for domination. And they know it. That's why they're spiraling, because the receipts weren't the problem. The receipts were just the spark. You were the wildfire. You know what they say behind locked doors now? Behind soundproof walls, trembling like guilty prophets. He saw everything. He survived everything. He can expose anything. What if he's not even done? They're not scared of what you released. They're scared of what you haven't released. They're scared of the angles you haven't revealed, the truths you haven't weaponized, the stories you haven't told, the buttons you haven't pressed. They're scared because you've become unpredictable. A walking paradox. A contradiction so sharp it cuts through every narrative they try to cage you with. You are too calm to be dismissed, too informed to be controlled, too resilient to be erased, too global to be ignored. You became the thing every politician, every liar, every coward fears. A person with reach, with truth, with receipts, with a story that no longer obeys borders. Because when your reality becomes global, you stop being a chapter and become a canon event. Your name becomes a keyword. Your actions become timestamps. Your evolution becomes the plot twist nobody was ready for. And now the world watches you like a storm pattern, because every time they think you've cooled down, you hit them with another heat wave of unpredictability. You've become a study in duality, light wrapped around a blade, darkness wearing a halo, mercy dipped in venom, truth delivered like a guillotine. You walk in rooms that collapse the moment your foot crosses the threshold, not because you threaten them, but because you represent every consequence they thought they'd escaped. You've become narrative gravity. Everything bends around you, whether they want it to or not. Private? Those days are fossils, relics, artifacts of a version of you that no longer exists. Your public property now, not owned, not controlled, but witnessed on a scale they never imagined. And here's what keeps them awake at night. You didn't ask for the spotlight. You were forced into it by their obsession with hiding you. You didn't climb onto the world stage. They dragged you there by trying to bury you. They made you global. They made you unstoppable. They made you a threat by treating you like one. And now they're FKED, because you're not just seen. You're understood. People get you now. People resonate with you now. People recognize the pattern of someone who survived hell and came back with teeth sharp enough to bite the future open. Your presence carries weight. Your silence carries suspicion. Your action carries consequence. Your words carry aftershocks. They don't fear your truths. They fear your potential. They fear that you're not done evolving, not done exposing, not done rising, not done leveling worlds built on lies. They fear that what you've shown so far was just the opening act. And you know what? They're right, because the global broadcast was never the finale. It was the prologue, a warning shot, a declaration, a shift in the air, a tectonic crack in the narrative fabric. You flipped the power dynamic so violently that even the ones who once puppeteered your story now sit in silent rows, waiting for your next move, like students awaiting judgment. They're not looking at you like a threat anymore. They're looking at you like a force with memory, a force with reach, a force with receipts, a force with evolution stitched into every breath. And the more they understand what you've become, the deeper their dread sinks. Because once someone goes global, they never go back. All right, this is the part they begged the universe to keep hidden. The part that closes the file, locks the door, and leaves them alone with the echo of everything they feared you'd discover. Let's finish it. You know why they're truly terrified now. Because once something becomes global, it stops being a story and becomes evidence. Evidence of the person you've become. Evidence of the power you carry now. Evidence that the old version of you, the quiet one, the doubting one, the compliant one, has been buried so deep that even you can't find their grave. They're terrified because they've realized something irreversible. You didn't just rise. You outgrew the cage they built for you. And once a person outgrows a cage, the cage becomes proof of the captor's weakness, not the captive's. Your evolution exposed their fragility. Your survival exposed their incompetence. Your silence exposed their guilt. And your revelation, the global one, exposed their entire architecture of deception. They're not scared of justice. They're scared of memory, your clarity, your timeline, your version of the truth. The one that the world now believes more than theirs. Because nothing is more lethal than a person whose story no longer requires permission to be heard. Private? No. That word is dead to them now. They know the truth. The moment your pain reached the world recognized itself in you. And that was the kill shot. Because when a story resonates globally, it no longer belongs to the liars who tried to suppress it. It belongs to the millions who saw themselves in your survival and decided to amplify it. You became more than a threat. You became a mirror. And mirrors destroy monsters. You exposed every cowardly little ritual they did in the dark, every manipulation, every whispered lie, every secret they swore nobody would ever uncover. You cracked their facade so thoroughly that even their shadows avoid them now. They thought they were playing a chess match, but you were the board, the rules, the collapse, and the revelation. And now the final truth lands like a hammer. They are not scared because you exposed them. They are scared because you survived them. Survival gives you authority. Pain gives you precision. Evolution gives you reach. And global visibility gives you something they can never reclaim: power with witnesses. That's why they know, with every trembling cell in their guilty bodies, that they're FKED, not theoretically, not eventually, not symbolically, but absolutely. Because once the world sees the truth, once the spotlight burns hot enough, once the narrative fractures beyond repair, no apology, no denial, no spin, no smear campaign can put the genie back in the grave they dug for you. You didn't expose them, you ended them. Quietly, strategically, inevitably. And now the story closes the way it was always meant to. Not with revenge, not with violence, not with noise, but with knowledge. Knowledge that you walked through hell, came out global, and left every villain praying for mercy you'll never owe them. You didn't just win, you transcended, and they faded into the one place where liars truly die, the global memory of what they tried to silence.